Hello and welcome back to the Behind the Plate podcast in partnership with 1IQ. I'm Will. This is DJ.
Hello.
DJ, how are you?
I'm good, man. We're talking a little bit, but I think I'm ready to lose. I'm fully committed to losing. We're on the losing train now.
Yeah. I mean, no better way to just start off. Let's just rip into multiple different losing things. The Jays drop 3 out of 6 on the road. Not good enough, but it's getting there.
We got our predictions right.
Yeah, we did, I think. Or did we go 4-2?
No, we said 3 and
3 and 3. The MLB draft was today. So I think just no better way than just to rip that. The Jays selected Trey Yesavage, sick last name, at 20th overall. Right-hander pitcher out of, should have looked this up beforehand.
That's a lock for Jersey if he's ever called up.
Oh, easily. ECU.
ECU.
He is from ECU. He pitched in 16 games this past season. He pitched to a 2.03 ERA. Was a top 10 arm, I think I saw, coming out of college from Baseball America. And basically the main thing that held him back was supposed injuries. I don't know too much about him. But yeah, he had a 2.03 ERA in 15 games, 93 and a third innings pitched, 32 walks, moving around, 145 strikeouts. So it's 4.53 strikeouts per walk or something like that. And yeah, just sick pick. It looks like a pretty polished off college arm, which can replace Yusei Kikuchi.
Yeah, I'm happy with it based off what we've heard. I don't know much about him, but the only thing is injuries, but that's goes with everyone.
Yeah.
Especially these days with pitchers, like fuck. Seeing the amount of injuries and surgeries everyone's getting, it's like everyone's a risk at this point. So
basically the only way I looked at it to like cool expectations was Gunnar Hoglund with a better floor and a way higher ceiling. But like I don't know what his injuries were. I just saw that he had some injury concerns and that's what dropped him. So Interesting. I definitely thought one of the catchers was going to come, either Yannick or Moore, but Jays take a college arm, which, I mean, it's their first college player they've taken in a bit, I think. Or I guess Gunnar Hoglund, but yeah.
I'm okay with it. We need depth everywhere. I mean, pitching is good. Pitching is always good, I feel like, in the first round.
The Jays kind of just keep whiffing on their first round picks, so we need one to hit. Hopefully that's this one.
Yeah.
But if we keep losing, next year's draft pick will be a hit, and that's Ethan Holiday.
Ethan Holiday.
The Jays just get to keep losing. That kid hit 440-foot bombs in Texas. I think it was yesterday. Yesterday or the day before. For the high school home run derby, it was metal bats, but like this is a 17-year-old kid hitting 440-foot bombs. So
I can't even walk
like
that far. Seriously.
Like there's probably some MLB guys who couldn't hit a ball that far with a metal bat. So take it for what it's worth. Stephen Kwan. Aaron Judge couldn't. That bum.
The guy could tap a ball that far.
But yeah, the Jays also just took another right-handed pitcher in the second round. I didn't see who it was. Yeah. We can do a full in-depth review of the first 5 picks in a video. So there's that. I don't know.
2 arms back to back.
Back-to-back arms. It's interesting. I thought they'd go for an infield bat of some sort.
Yeah, me too.
I knew Tommy White wasn't going to be available at 59, but if he had fallen that far, that's a guy I would have taken. If they had a comp pick, like if the Jays had a comp pick in like Compe or Compy, I would have taken Tommy White so quickly.
I don't know if they would have though.
I mean,
But
no, because he's a hard-hitting third baseman who hits for power and pulls the ball. So obviously not. That's against
we don't
everything
pull
they
the
stand
ball.
for.
Yeah, we don't pull the ball at all. But two pitchers, I guess we'll see. I didn't look too much into the depth charts of this year's draft. It's one of those ones to
Yeah,
skip over for me, really.
I I looked at bats because I just assumed we'd get a bat because I get pitching's just as necessary, but like
And
wouldn't
look
have
at us
minded a
now.
college bat, especially because they're gonna lose probably a big bat in the next year.
Right. Well, look at you're fooled. 0 bats in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, screw me, right? Um, I saw that Chase Burns went second to Cincinnati, and everyone's like, "Oh, we missed on this amazing infield outfield hitter." The Reds don't need another guy who can hit the baseball. They need someone who can throw the baseball because they don't have
Yeah,
that behind Hunter Green. I
yeah,
couldn't
no,
believe it.
that's weird. Weird. They're stacking up their offense, but it's
Yeah,
like
they got
I don't
apparently some nice arms in the prospect system coming up.
yeah,
So, team to watch for
yeah.
the
And
future.
to bank off that with a second round, like a second pick is like kind of weird to bank off what you have.
Yeah,
Uh,
the Reds
like
are in
if
such
you
a good
prove it,
position that they can just draft what they need, especially with the way college
right
arms are
now,
coming up right now. Like they only need about a year in the minors,
right? So I mean, it's
unless you're
kind
Wander
of weird.
Franco. Mm. Mm.
He'll be in minors for the rest of
Nah,
his life.
he's going to jail now. He's been charged.
He'll be into minors for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Weirdo, fuck that guy.
But I guess the road trip started off interesting on Wednesday in San
Yeah,
Francisco. It was like there's like strings of bad luck, and then there's like you gotta be kidding me, and then there's special team, special season, special injuries, and that's the Jays on Wednesday. It started off Tuesday. Eric Swanson was like ill, so good job, Swanee.
yeah,
And then Wednesday, Yimmy got neck stiffness. Then Adam Macko followed with forearm stiffness. Then Ricky Tiedemann said, "What you can do, I can do better." Forearm stiffness. And then Varsho's like, "Well, I'll pop that. Let me pop my knee out real quick." And Bo's like,
yeah.
"Well, I don't want to play. I want to be in San Francisco or anywhere else. So let me pull my calf." And the third base coach was like, "Well, if you guys are leaving, I'm getting the hell out of here." And he popped his knee.
No one wants to play right now.
None of the
Um,
coaches want to be there.
yeah, I don't know. Kind of at that point, it's like, okay, if you're gonna get injured, it sucks. But I mean,
I couldn't believe it.
at least like Ricky Tiedemann is gonna get a lot of playing time when
No,
he's back.
yeah, but
That's good.
he's giving me Nate Pearson PTSD. Because this is
Don't
what
say that.
Pearson was
Don't say
doing
that.
right
It's
before
true.
we called him up. It was like, "Oh, look at this Nate Pearson guy. He's so sick." And then he's like, "Actually, my arm like
It's bro.
hits rotisserie chicken. This
Yeah,
thing's shredded."
let's not think about that. Just because we have high hopes, let's give him a shot. Injuries suck, but they're normal.
I
So
mean, it's just been a bad year for injuries. Brandon Barriera, I think he got Tommy John
how
earlier
many
in the
pitchers,
year.
bro?
What?
There's like like a record breaking amount of pitchers getting Tommy
Yeah.
Johns.
Well, Barriera got it. Manoa got it. Not a good year to be a pitcher, apparently.
No,
Jeez. Um,
no,
so yeah, it was just weird. All the injuries on the same day.
yeah,
Um,
no, it is weird.
it is worth noting Bo hasn't played a baseball game since he got pulled Wednesday,
Right,
which I actually do think is a good thing.
me too. So you
I
can't do
do
any worse.
wish they would have set Vladdy one of these days, like
That's
during
sometimes
Arizona, but that's because I thought he was hurt, and then he went 2 for 3 today or 3 for 4 today and told me to stuff it.
beautiful.
So
Yeah, his first like really good game since his hot spree. So hopefully he's back to 100% because he definitely wasn't. And I thought for sure they would sit him a few games. Like you're gonna lose and play as bad as we're playing right now. and just commit to the downswing. Give him a few days off. But I know
Uh,
he wants to play.
yeah.
He's one of those players that wants to play every day.
I saw a tweet today going into the game, and I don't have the exact numbers off of head, but I'm going off of what like the rough memory was. It was like Vladdy from like the beginning of June up until the 20 something. I think it was the 29th when Garrett Cole gooned him and hit him in the hand like an absolute slob. Because the Yankees are just classless. And then, so he's hitting like 350, 360 with like, I don't know, 3 or 4 home runs or something like that. Like really just showing off who Vladdy is. And then it was from June 20th up until today, he was hitting like 180.
Yeah, he really slowed down after that.
Yeah.
Like torrid stretch.
Who would have thought 98 off the fingers would screw you up? Let's like,
I know.
I would have IL'd him personally. So shout out Vladdy for playing through it. But the season's lost. It doesn't matter. Go sit down for a bit, please.
Yeah, try to sign a contract or like fucking something.
Yeah, you know the great thing about hurting these 2 fingers? You can still write with these 2 when you sign your name on that lifetime contract.
Exactly, so figure it out.
I do want to talk about the Yankees, though, before we go further. You see that they hit Heston Kjerstad in the head? Not on purpose.
Right.
But it was like 97 to the dome. And then they, like, concussion test him, and he's like... Dude, cross eyes are looking this way. He looks like he's seen a ghost. He's like, what just happened? And now he's on the concussion injured list. So there's that. That sucks. Because he's a fun young player. I was a little shocked that no message was sent back. So shout out to the Orioles for being classy. Because usually, like 10 years ago, intentional or not, you know, Judge would have taken it to the ribs the next day. So shout out baseball for evolving a bit there. Because I was definitely expecting to see Judge or Soto take 99 to like the ribs or something.
Right. Which game was it that the bench cleared this week?
That was that game, Kjerstad, because Brandon Hyde went up to Clay Holmes, is like, "Fuck you," and then Boots like, "Hey, don't say that, man." He's like, "Yeah, well, fuck you."
Yeah.
And he's
so
like,
baseball didn't fully evolve. It was just like halfway there.
Yeah, and then the bullpen sprinted, which is new. They usually jog, and then the bullpen catcher beat one of the relievers, and you can see the reliever running, and he's like looking to his side. He's like, "Is that the bullpen catcher?" Oh man,
homie wanted to throw down. He's like, "I got nothing to lose."
That's not good. Just once in a baseball fight, I want to see someone fucking wind up and pop someone. Like, better than like Odor or Ramirez did. Like in one of those scrums like that Amir Garrett gets into. Just grab a guy by the jersey and go poof, poof, poof.
What was the Cincinnati Reds
Amir Garrett.
one?
Garrett against the Pirates where he charged the dugout. I want to see that, but like I want to see him get like grab the jersey and just start fucking feeding him like it's hockey. Yeah. Like give him one of those.
That would be sick. Title of the podcast, Bring Fighting to the MLB.
Yeah. Like could you imagine hypotheticals here for anyone who listens that's a Yankee fan? I do need to say that this is a hypothetical and I don't actually wish for this to happen. But could you imagine a bench clearing brawl in like the 5th inning and someone fucking feeds Cole a few times and he comes out with blood gushing down his face and he's like got the crazy eyes like, or Scherzer. Scherzer would be better than Cole actually. So scratch Cole. We're going to go to Scherzer. But he's got like the crazy eyes. He's like, and he's like spitting blood out his mouth as he's like pumping 98. You know how fucking sick that would be?
That would be sick, but that would never happen, unfortunately.
No, it never happened. There's too much respect. But, like, for once, you know? Like, you know, the Nolan Ryan treatment, you know? But worse.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hey,
so,
we can hope. But, I mean,
one day.
It's not hockey. We're just too Canadian.
Honestly, want to see someone get fed. Like, I love the Jose Ramirez knockout last year.
That was nice. It gives spice to the game, and you talk about it for a while.
I mean, we're still talking about it. He literally knocked Tim Anderson out of the league.
Ruined his career.
Never been the same.
Yeah.
I guess there's one thing I want to talk about before we go into this trade talk stuff, because that's probably kind of going to take over the pod for the next 2 weeks. Heading into the deadline before we do our trade deadline special show.
Very special, yeah.
Which, by the way, I was looking. We play the Orioles again on trade deadline day. Like, what person made that cruel schedule? Like, it was super funny last year when the Jays did nothing on the deadline and got shit kicked by the Orioles. Let's do that again.
Fuck, man.
Like, God damn it. I want to talk about. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I said, I hope we just have the most picks for next year's draft and the year after.
I want to be like the team that like trades for picks. Be like, I actually want your first round pick. Like, honestly, we should do that in the MLB. I don't get why you can't trade picks. Like, you can trade like your competitive balance picks, but it's like, just let the Dodgers trade the 30th, like their first round pick.
Right.
It'd be way better.
I agree.
But last week, I had mentioned one little thing about one little player who's got little bowling ball legs, Alejandro Kirk. I said he was slowly finding a way back. Now, I did some digging.
Yeah.
Now, I don't have the updated numbers, but when we were heading into game 1 for Arizona, he was hitting, I think it was 380 in his last 7 games.
Right.
So I went into even further digging. I went to Baseball Savant. I looked at an at-bat per month from Alejandro Kirk. Now, he, at the beginning of the year, was in that, that like crouched position where he's like, he has to like shoot up and then shoot back down. He'd end up chopping at the ball.
Yeah.
This past week, I've noticed more. I noticed it slowly, but like this past week especially, he's basically standing straight up and he's just kind of going forward at the ball, and it's working a lot better. It's another change. I unfortunately did not watch enough of the games this week to see if he went to go hang out with Matt Haig in between at-bats. So that is something, if anyone is watching that noticed that, if you did, let us know. But it is something that I'm going to watch the rest of the way throughout, because all of a sudden, Kirk again. I mean, he had a 2 for 3 night in game 1 and then a 2 for 3 or a 3 for 4 in game 2?
Yeah.
Or something, maybe reverse, but like.
Being like what he used to be like when he was Captain Kirk.
Yeah, he's starting to hit the ball, and he's hitting the ball to all fields. He's finding holes again. And a lot of that was just simplifying his load to shoot in the at-bat, where instead of like it was this huge load up and then he'd like go back down, it's very much just load, poof.
Which is very
sufficient.
Important. Yeah, it's very important for a person his stature, I think.
I'm disappointed it took him almost a year and a half to figure out to do it, but thank you, Matt Haig, because I'm assuming it was him.
I assume that you're right, and I hope you're right, and I hope Matt Haig is the only one that's still around.
Oh, yes. I saw something today.
Oh.
Bob Nightingale, because it's rumor season. That there's 3 GMs that are probably in the hot seat right now. It's Farhan Zahidi, who is the Giants GM, AJ Preller, who is the Padres GM, and Ross Atkins. They're the 3 that are most likely to be fired, and that the postseason is like probably their best way to guarantee a spot. Bob Nightingale, basically, without saying it, said that the Jays, like Ross Atkins is the GM that's most in trouble, basically saying that he's gone. Like, he won't be back next year, which I think everyone is pretty on board with. I'm fully on James Click should be the GM. You know, he built the great Astro teams that we've seen. I saw some people saying Chain Bloom. That's just Ross Atkins
Yeah.
with a little less experience, unfortunately. So, I mean, he can build good teams, but he won't build a World Series team like James Click will.
Yeah.
AJ Preller was interesting. If he got fired, I'd be totally interested in that. But he also hands out pretty shitty contracts. Like, I wouldn't want a Xander Bogaerts-esque contract coming our way. You know, the Juan Soto trade's looking pretty bad on their part, both actually.
Yeah, the Padres melted. I don't blame it fully on him.
No, it's not on him. I don't want to blame it on like the fact that their owner died, but like that wasn't a huge help because that cut their payroll by about 200 million.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Like, I'm just saying it didn't help, but I kind of just talked myself out of AJ Preller. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Okay, James Click it is. Welcome back.
James Click, I mean, he's the most experienced out of the options. He's proven that he can win and make like amazing decisions. Whether
And
it's call
he was with our organization last year. He's definitely got a relationship. You have to think he's got a relationship with Bo and Vlad if they want to start looking at extensions, assuming Bo isn't traded. You wouldn't. I don't want outsider just coming in all of a sudden trying to get these extensions done because history kind of says that's not the easiest way to do it. So if you got a guy who's been a GM before, a successful, really good GM in another organization coming in, I think he was the GM in Houston. I think he was.
Ooh.
James Click. I'm like 99% sure he was.
It would have been for like 1 or 2 seasons.
But like, so you got that guy who, you know, done it before. Yeah, he was the former GM for the Astros. So you got this guy who's, you know, been a GM for an amazing time. He was their general manager in 2020. So he basically built the 2022 team that won the World Series. Well, he didn't build it, but he helped with it.
Yeah.
Just saying, I'd rather a guy who's done it, been there, done that, who has the experience of leading great teams, and also has a relationship with our star player that we're trying to extend for the rest of his life until he literally isn't breathing.
Yeah, I think you're right. Out of the options we have, I think it's a no-brainer from the outside, but I mean, they could come up with something stupid.
Yeah, all we know, Russell Martin's our GM next year.
Yeah. Steve Nash comes.
I don't. That ain't a shot. I think Russell Martin be hilarious in a front office role. I'd love Russell Martin as like a coach. Genuinely, I think he'd be a sick coach. I want to see it one day.
Bullpen coach or something like a
Bullpen catcher.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him like a field coordinator. You know, that dude's like, if there's anyone who genuinely knows like defense, it's him. That guy. Like what? Catcher, third base, shortstop, first base. He probably played some outfield a little bit at some point in like high school ball. Like
probably too easy.
Dude knows everything. So yeah.
I think that's enough said. I mean, we are getting a new GM.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. But I thought that was interesting. So this is Atkins' last trade deadline, and he's got a fucking big decisions to figure out coming up in the next 2 and a bit weeks here until the July 30th MLB trade deadline. So many different moves to make. He's got so many different rentals he's got to get rid of. It seems like Kikuchi's the main one that's going to get value back. I assume Jansen gets some good value as well. But there's other names that like I wouldn't want to write off yet. One of those is Chris Bassett. Just for the simple reason he's a reliable pitcher that teams are going to call on. I wouldn't be like, hey, we 100% want to trade him. But I wouldn't be like, hey, he's under contract, screw off. Like, I'd completely listen to an offer. If the offer blew me out of the water, take it, you know?
Of course. I think he's getting up there in age. And for any contender, he's a second, third option easily.
Yeah.
Like he's a
Like
really good coach.
you're telling me the Orioles, Astros, Dodgers aren't going to be looking at the Jays as like, yo, we want some starters. Like, like there's going to be bidding wars for the two J starters,
Right.
in Kikuchi and Bassett. And genuinely, if the Dodgers get thrown into a bidding war, they're going to win. So try and like ring them for prospects, you know?
Yeah. No, I agree. I think
Um,
that was the perfect time to sell what we have that has value, and pitching is one of them. Even though, like, you know, Kikuchi's been on a bit of a downswing, it's like he's still proven to be like
that
he can
start in
be that guy
that start in San Francisco is really good.
after a bad stretch.
Yeah. Um, he'll still
But then he was
garner
really
like
good.
2 or 3 prospects coming back.
Oh, for
Um,
sure.
but I genuinely like this trade deadline to me has to be about the quality of prospects, not the quantity of it. Like I don't
Right.
want 5 people who are gonna be like a Ledmus Diaz. I want like give me a guarantee of like, a Mike Trout. Like not like but like give me if you're gonna go and target one guy, guarantee that he is going to be that dude. You know?
MLB.
Like if you're gonna go for a starter, you know, go for a guy like let's say he's gonna be a Framber Valdez.
Right.
You want to go for one Framber Valdez, not 3 like Nate Pearsons.
Right.
I guess
Someone
that's
that
probably
cares.
the better way to describe
Someone.
it.
It means someone that's going to be ready in the next year or so to play in the MLB, and he has a proven arm that could be solid
Yeah,
2025.
exactly. I'd be
Right.
looking at AAA guys that are either about to make their MLB debut or MLB guys that have made their debut like this year, but like maybe
Oh,
have moved out
100%.
of the rotation because there isn't a spot for them or like, you know.
Right. No, no, I get what you mean. I think you're right. It'll be interesting though how Atkins does things with like, because he, in his head, right? He still has a job and he can still hold his job. So there's a
I
gun to his head.
I genuinely I think Shapiro's probably gone up to him at this point and has probably said, "This is it. You know, I'm not firing you, but you're not the GM next year. Like, I'm gonna move you out of it into a different front office role with me. You're gonna be promoted to like assistant baseball of operations or something like that,
It's
or the
stupid
vice
role.
president of baseball operations, and Shapiro's the president of baseball operations, like something like that. And we're gonna move
Right.
James Click in." And I think that's the best way to entice Atkins into actually swinging a good deadline. Be like, you're not fighting for your job, but you're doing something for the organization that you're going to stay a part of.
Right.
So
Does he fully stay a part of the organization, you think?
I do. Shapiro won't fire him because they've been butt buddies since day one.
That would be interesting. See,
Like
I'm excited.
Shapiro
But
hired Atkins in Cleveland, and then when came over and immediately hired him here in Toronto.
yeah. No, I'm excited. We haven't been sellers in a few years. Even when we were bad, we were building. So it's definitely interesting.
I'm
I'm
actually
excited. There's
excited
not,
for it.
yeah, there's not much pressure as like last year we were let down because our expectations were up. It's like
Yes, Paul
we're
fucking
selling.
DeYoung,
Oh my
who
god.
has like 10 times the home runs that Bo Bichette has this year.
Yeah, he's actually doing pretty well, all things considered, on the shitty team. But that's where he belongs.
Yeah, he does. He
Um,
belongs in like an Oakland and a Chicago
yeah,
after what he did.
yeah, fuck him.
Fucking
Fuck
bitch.
him.
I guess the only other big name that's like kind of there is Bo Bichette, and I'm gonna shock you right now, DJ. He
Shock.
talked about being traded again this week,
Wow.
and by talk I mean some reporter asked him if he'd ever play for San Francisco, and he said a whole lot of fucking nothing. Now, I didn't listen to the full thing. I assume there's more than just what made it to social media, but he basically was like, yeah, San Francisco's appealing. They got a desire to win. They're showing an ability that they would spend money to win, and it's a nice city, and blah, 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 blah. only thing that pisses me off with Bo Bichette right now, not only are you fucking useless on the field right now,
Right.
all you've done in the past month, you've talked more about being traded to different teams than you've hit the ball over the fence this year.
Right.
First of all. Second of all, not once has he expressed a willingness, not once have I seen him express a willingness to stay in Toronto when addressing these rumors. You know, he's very much, yeah, get me the fuck out of here. And you know what? If that's how you feel, great. But we don't need a goddamn every series. You're like, oh, I'd love to play here. This isn't a free agency like report card. We're like, hey guys,
Yeah.
in a year I'm free. Come sign me up. You're hitting 180. Paul DeYoung's a better hitter right now than you. So let that sink in. We have more elbow injuries than you have home runs this year.
Right.
And it's just, I can't believe it. Like Vladdy, anytime they ask him, he's like, fuck you, I want to stay in Toronto. And Bo's like, anywhere but here, yes, please. Get the fuck out then. Or stop answering questions about being traded. Because I'm really tired of seeing Bo Bichette. Someone go up, hey, Bo, would you play here? And he goes, absolutely, sign me up. Send me there yesterday. It's pissing me off. Hit a fucking ball.
It's not really, it sucks because he's in a tough spot, like in the sense like that's all people are gonna ask him. So I get that, but yeah, he is not like answering them correctly in the sense like, hey, I want to stay here. I told you last week I thought he was like 1 foot already out of the door.
He's 2 feet out the door with Ross Atkins' foot up his ass, kicking him out at this point. He's so gone. I'm over it.
It's not even like if he's gone, it's when he's gone. Whether it's this trade deadline, I think it might be a little too soon to get rid of him this deadline, but I could definitely see it happening if they just want to fire it away and just get it done.
See,
It's
I've done a 180. I think this is the deadline that it gets done.
a week, eh?
I completely switched. And it wasn't anything of Bo saying, like, I want to go, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I don't like Toronto. It's bad for my hair. It's the reason I'm hitting 210. And that Isaiah Kiner-Falefa takes more shits in a day than I hit home runs in a year. It's the fact that Leo Jimenez is exactly what we need now at shortstop. He hits the ball consistently. It may not be for power yet, but he's still young. It's been a week and a half, 2 weeks. Obviously, he's not going to hit like he's hitting the rest of the way out. But you know what he does great? He plays defense. You know what's awesome to watch? A shortstop where I'm not worried that he's going to airmail it into the fifth deck.
Every time.
Anytime the ball's hit to Leo Jimenez, and I'm like, yeah, no, this game's probably good. Like, this one's going through. So, yeah.
No, I'm excited for this deadline. I'm not gonna have so much pressure. Obviously, we had a lot of pressure because we were building, but this year we're selling. So we'll see. I think Atkins is a better seller than buyer. So hopefully.
Yeah, I don't know. His selling trades aren't a lot to write home about.
Right.
Like, the only one that really sticks out into my mind as, like, whoa, what a time to sell was Francisco Liriano for Teoscar Hernandez. That was a sick trade. I think we also got Nori Aoki for that as well. So, like, shout out Nori Aoki. But, like, 2018, he didn't do anything.
Like, what I'm saying, though, the bit comparatively, like what he's done to buy.
Yeah.
He didn't do much last season. That's basically what I'm saying. He did a horrible.
He didn't do much last season, but, like, he also didn't have much to get rid of looking back.
Right.
I don't know. I think it's interesting. I don't think he's going to be calling 100% of the shots.
No, me neither.
At this trade deadline. If, and this is an if, this isn't like something, but this is like my speculation. if in fact James Click is the next GM, he probably was at the table today for draft talks, and he's probably in the room for trades. Like, obviously Atkins isn't just slingshotting these out by himself. Like, he's obviously got a team around him. Like, the scouts are like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, he's just looking at the paper and like, I choose you.
Yeah. But, like, I do think James Click has a lot of input into what's going to be said and done
Yeah,
at this
for sure.
deadline. And that gives me more confidence than Ross Atkins slingshotting this shit out there going, you say Kikuchi for Joe Smith.
Just some random dirt.
I'll give him credit. The Steve Pierce for Santiago Espinal is another good sell trade that I'm thinking of.
I mean, you can't. Yeah.
Like, it was a good, like, Espinal was good for what it was. He was better than Steve Pierce.
He had a lot of value to our team for a few years. Up until
He was a huge part in 21.
Of course. And he was always solid in the outfield. Or like, yeah, I mean, not in the outfield, in the field.
Yeah. Who else? I'm trying to think of other. We never really had pieces to ship. You know, that's the thing. Like, we didn't trade Jose. We didn't trade Smoke. We traded Martin, but it was for nothing. And that was just for him to go back to LA.
How did he retire?
He retired. He retired a Dodger.
What happened with David Price?
David Price is retired a Dodger, but they lost him in free agency. But like the pieces that have been there to trade either have been shipped too late or don't get shipped at all. Like Morales got released or something, or like DFA'd and then traded to Oakland in 19 for when Vladdy came up. Kevin Pillar got traded for like Socrates Burrito. Shout out him. And Alan Hansen.
Oh, Alan Hansen.
What a pull right there. Aaron Sanchez, Joe Biagini, and someone else got traded for fucking Derek Fisher. The only Derek Fisher highlight I have in my mind is the one where he forgot how to catch a baseball with a glove, so he caught it with his eye.
That was sick.
I remember watching that and I was just going, what are we doing?
Blue Jays baseball.
I was like, I'm gonna have to watch this for a year now.
Joe Biagini, I forgot about that guy.
Joe Biagini. And then he came back to Toronto for a year, and then Aaron Sanchez is back in Toronto.
I know. What's the update on him?
He's pitching. I don't know if he's doing well.
He's pitching.
He wasn't doing too good. He had a really good game a couple weeks ago, and then he had a pretty mediocre one this last time out. I think he had like 8 hits over 5 innings, but only a couple runs.
Might see him towards the end of the season.
I genuinely if Bassett goes, I genuinely think Sanchez takes like a number 5 spot, especially with Francis down.
Yeah.
What else? Stroman was a big trade. That was for Anthony Kay and Simeon Woods Richardson, and Anthony Kay was fucking useless with Toronto. And Simeon Woods Richardson never turned into anything because he got traded immediately to Minnesota, and now he's finally figuring it out in Minnesota.
Right.
What
a bad trade.
I think Atkins is better at buying than he is at selling, the more that we talk about this.
Yeah.
The Brios trade is a nuts trade. Like a really good trade. The Matt Chapman trade, I mean, you're trading with Oakland, so you're going to win. But, like, what a fucking steal.
I know.
They've released 3 of the 4 players that we sent over.
That's fucked. But it's Oakland.
Which is nuts. I guess Bassett signed. Who else got traded to Toronto? I do like the Varsho trade.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty even so far. I mean,
it made sense adding Gurriel because he was a rental, and shipping Moreno was probably their only option. He's not doing too hot.
No, and
this year.
At least Dalton's the best defensive player in the league. You can't really.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't really fault him for that. So.
Yeah, no, it was a good move. I'm trying to figure out anyone else that we like traded for.
Traded. I'm trying to
They
think so
bought.
too. In the short term, like um,
The Taiwan Walker trade in 2020 was sick.
oh yeah,
That one was sick. The first Vogelback trade was fuck off. That was so stupid. And then we're like, hey, you want to come back? And he's like, yeah, you guys got pretty good cheeseburgers.
yeah. You guys got good hot dogs on that
Yeah, you got
Tuesday.
Looney Dog Tuesdays, hey? I'd love to be there.
Oh, fuck off.
Um, fucking, oh my God. The
I can't even
Jonathan
think of
VR
anything.
trade. It turned into a nothing trade, but like Griffin Conine went the other way, and that pissed me off.
Yeah, that was a weird one for me when it happened. I was like, we're trying to get an old dude that used to have some potential.
Yeah. I didn't mind it. Like, I thought he's a pretty good guy at second base to have if his bat
Right.
translates well, because defensively he was good. But no, he just came to Toronto and forgot fucking everything. He couldn't field a
Just
ball. He couldn't throw a ball. He couldn't hit a ball. I don't think he could
retired.
have spelled the ball if you put it in front of him.
Yeah, he just retired.
Who else? Even
How
the
did
Anthony Bass Zach Pop trade for Jordan Groshans is a good trade looking back. Like, I get
yeah.
Bass was his own thing. But
Nothing big
Groshans
for
has
trade.
bounced around since. The Whit
Yeah.
Merrifield trade for Max Castillo was good. Um,
Yeah, we probably got as much value as you're gonna get from a guy at the tail end of his career. It was
yeah.
pretty good.
Who else? It was Nick Frasco for Mitch White.
I don't know how you remember all these. Like that's
I,
fucking
I don't know
impressive.
either. That's that's the only trade that I think right now could come back to bite the Jays.
Right.
But Frasco's also had injuries, and Mitch White's bouncing around now. And Nick Frasco's already started being thrown around in more trade talks, so like it might not come back to hurt them. Joaquin Soria got traded for like
I
fucking
think
pennies to the dollar.
in the last like 2 years, like we haven't really traded much of value. Like there hasn't been something that's like, oh wow, or like, shocking either way. Because it's like we
Yeah.
trusted the guys that we had, and like a lot of the guys that we didn't keep just walked in free agency or like just wanted out. So
The Jordan Hicks for Adam Kloffenstein
oh yeah, that
and
was
fucking Sam Robertsy. That was the one where I was like,
yeah.
oh, like I didn't expect that, but like I was so hyped to get Jordan Hicks that I didn't really care who went the other way. Like I expected Kloffenstein to go because he wasn't gonna pan out in Toronto,
Right.
and he hasn't really panned out there in St. Louis either. And I don't know what Sam Robertsy's doing, but
Jordan Hicks is one of those ones I wish we kept. I think he was like
lighting
I
him up
love
though this week was pretty fun.
yeah. Doesn't take away like I think he's a good like a really good pitcher still, and
I
I think
yeah.
he started the season incredible, but let's be honest, he's more of a bullpen late innings guy. Like
Yeah, he's not a starting pitcher, but it makes sense to try it right now while everyone's hurt
right
for San Francisco.
inspiration, yeah.
But I do think he's better suited as a closer.
Right.
Or like even an eighth inning guy.
Eighth inning, yeah, I think that's perfect for him.
What else did we do? Brad Hand for Riley Adams was such a lose-lose trade.
Like who
Like
cares?
it cost the Jays the playoffs, and then I don't know what Riley Adams has done in wherever the fuck he is. I think he's still in Washington, but I'm not sure because Keibert Ruiz is there. I don't think Riley Adams is there.
Brad Hand was good for a few years for us, though. Like he was one of those like decent. What did
He
he
was
have
the
one
good
good?
for like 2 games.
I thought he had one good year. He was like a
He was in Toronto for like a month, and then we
oh,
released him, and the Mets picked him up, and he promptly blew 3 games in New York, and they were like,
oh, that's
shit.
right. That's right.
Um, who else was good? Who else did we grab in 2020? We grabbed someone else in 2020. Robbie Ray.
Robbie Ray, yeah.
Robbie Ray was a good trade.
How did we get Ben Revere?
Ben Revere was like a 2015 trade. That was Anthopoulos. That wasn't Atkins.
Okay. I remember getting him and it was like,
Yeah.
cool.
I think we've kind of covered all the trades that have happened in the last couple of years. Shout out Will's brain.
Yeah, that's impressive. Half of those I don't even remember taking place.
I
And I
I
wouldn't
don't
have
remember who we gave up for Henny, but that was a good trade.
nothing
Kind of just
groundbreaking. Though.
no.
No.
A lot of our major moves come in free agency. I've noticed, like Springer, Gosman,
Yeah.
Bassett,
Gosman.
Jeremiah.
Yeah. If we're talking about signings, yeah, like signings, you're right. Signings really popped up in the last few years, but that's going to change this season. We're going to have
Oh yeah,
good,
we're gonna have a good trade deadline. We're gonna have a fantastic offseason. We're gonna win the draft lottery. Juan Soto is gonna be like, you know what? I want to play for a real team that has class, and he's gonna sign in Toronto.
Man.
Low key, I want them to give Teoscar all the money, though. Give him the money. James Click is gonna be, hey there, buddy. Come back.
Come back. And we're competitors next year, you think, again?
Yeah. You know how like the Orioles won the lottery. We're not doing the Orioles. We're doing the Guardians. Won the lottery, division leader the very next year.
Back. We're back.
Just like that.
I hope. I hope the quickest rebuild of all time.
It's not a rebuild, it's a retool.
Not even a rebuild. Yeah, no, I don't think because we're so on the brink even then. Like when you're supposed to be competitors for this many years and like you're expected to do way better.
Literally, our biggest trade deadline acquisition would be getting rid of Guillermo Martinez and on Mattingly. Which Martinez I was talking about for a minute.
Yeah, if we were getting a bag of chips back, I'd be pretty happy.
No, just firing them. I don't want anything in return for them. I just want their resignation letter.
I don't know if anybody would even want them. Like I think
no, that's why you fire them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
no, I don't think
that's what I want. I just want them fired.
Do you think either one of them gets the job anywhere?
Mattingly will, just because he's been in the game. I could see Oakland or Chicago giving Guillermo another job, but as something else, as a defensive coordinator. You know, hey, you didn't really work on the offensive side of things, so let's see how you do defensively. Or like Tampa Bay, he screams Tampa Bay Ray.
Oh no.
And then he's gonna figure it out, and Randy Arozarena is gonna hit 700.
I dropped him from my fantasy.
I know you picked up Brian Reynolds, who I was gonna pick up.
Yeah, you know what? You're the reason I got 2 big pickups. Correa, which I don't even know why you didn't just pick him up.
Correa's hurt.
It didn't say that on my.
Correa Correa got thrown or has dealing with some sort of injury right now.
I mean, listen, I traded you Lindor, and he was just on my bench all season.
Dude, I just wanted to make a trade and have some fun. We're the only trade in our fantasy league right now because everyone else is fucking quit.
Everyone's so boring.
I was gonna ask Brandon if he could just give me Soto or Judge.
Does he not play?
I don't think so.
Because I think what's his face?
Sterling's taking it a little hard here,
That's what I'm saying.
That's who I'm trying to stack up to take down right now.
Brendan's above me still.
Is he really?
He's doing better than both of us. He's 76, 62, and 27, and I'm 71, 60.
Yeah, but he's getting carried by Judge and Soto. Let's be real.
Right. Holy John's just
dog. The Jays drafted Call Steven from Mississippi State, right-handed pitcher.
Nice. What? Wait, round 2?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about round 3. I was like, bro, no way we went pitcher.
No, I was just the first 2 rounds. I will be probably watching, well, maybe not watching, but following along with the draft tomorrow a bit. But it's the All-Star break. Thank the fucking Lord, it's the All-Star break. A lot of much-needed rest is coming our way. I think Barrios is pretty excited about that. Kikuchi's got to be excited. That entire bullpen has to be excited. The fans are going to be excited because they're going to watch some real players play some baseball on Tuesday. And it's just time to buckle down and figure shit out, you know? So, I don't know. I'm more excited for I'm not really, actually, now that I think about it, I'm not that excited for the home run derby, I must say.
Me neither. I'm happy, though, Vladdy's not in it.
I'm happy Vladdy's not in it.
Yeah.
I would have loved to seen Shohei in it or like Soto or Judge, but they don't want to be in it. I don't think Jordan's in it. Like, some of the best hitters, like power hitters in our league aren't in it.
Right.
Harper's not in it. Alonso's in it, and he's like a home run derby god, so he'll probably win. Teoscar's in it, so that's fun. But
Hopefully
I think Gunnar
Teos
Henderson's
wins.
in there too. I'll root for him for home run derby.
Well, I want Teo to win for sure.
I'd like Teo to win. Teo's against Marcell Ozuna, so like he's got all of America. He's got all of the world backing him up.
Damn.
Who else?
It's nothing crazy. Like it might
It's just
be one of those ones if I skip, I won't be mad. I'll watch it like the highlights.
Like I'll probably end up watching it, but I don't think I'll watch the full thing.
We were locked in last season. Then.
Last year we were locked in because of Vladdy. Last year was such a better field though. Like you had Ohtani, you had fucking Pete Alonso. Completely blanked on his name. You had Ohtani versus Alonso. You had Julio versus Vladdy in the second round. Mookie Betts was there. That was interesting. I think Sal Perez was there. Like there was just, it was a good pool last year.
Ballers.
And this year it's just not it. Like a Rosarena's there this year, and I'm like, I think. And I'm like, that's okay.
No.
I think so.
He's not in it.
In the home run derby, is he not? Adolis Garcia is there. That might be who I'm thinking of because they're both not having great years. Garcia seems like the guy who'd win it though at home. But I couldn't tell you all 8 people in this home run derby this year.
Let's see. Are they did they announce all of them?
Yeah, they're all announced.
Pete Alonso.
Pete Alonso's in. Pete Alonso only said he'd be an all-star or a home run derby participant if they made him an all-star. So that's the only reason he's an all-star.
Fun one, Alec Bohm.
Cool. Oh, is he? Okay, that'd be fun.
Oh, Garcia.
Yeah.
Garcia. Gunnar Henderson. Teo. Another guy that deserves it is Marcell Ozuna.
No, fuck Marcell Ozuna.
He's been a beast. Though.
Yeah, but he's a dickhead.
Yeah, he's a dick, but he deserves it.
Yeah, he abused his wife.
Wait, this one's sick. I did not know about that. That's fun.
And was driving drunk, and when they pulled him over, he's like, I'm Marcell Ozuna from the Braves. And they're like, yeah, I don't care, man. Your blood alcohol level's like 100 times the legal limit.
Right. I didn't know these two were in it. Jose Ramirez.
Yeah, J. Rams.
This is sick. Bobby Witt Jr. then?
Oh, fuck, yeah, I forgot about that. Bobby Witt's fun. Everyone in the world's cheering for Teoscar Hernandez to beat Marcell Ozuna.
Yeah, as they should.
I can't believe they let Marcell Ozuna into the league or back in the league. Same with Domingo Germán, but like God forbid Trevor Bauer comes back into the league.
I know, like
if you're gonna have them back, he deserves to be back. But if you're gonna keep him out, they deserve to be out.
I didn't do anything.
Proven innocent, but
yeah, Toronto should pay him.
I want to see Pittsburgh sign him.
Yeah.
Could you imagine him, Skeens, Jones, and Keller?
That'd be so fun. Oh my god.
Ooh. Cincinnati should also try and pick him up too. Put him back behind Hunter Green and then like in front of Frankie Montas.
That'd be sick too. They need it bad. Pittsburgh, that would be interesting because Paul Skeens, he's got some arrogance to him.
You mean NL All-Star starting pitcher Paul Skeens?
Oh yeah, you mean the first overall pick to go the next year's All-Star starter? I think that's what it was.
Yeah, he's the first overall pick to be an All-Star the very next year.
First.
The first.
That's insane.
But yeah, Paul Skeens, NL All-Star starting pitcher. It's the only All-Star starting pitcher that we know. It's the earliest the MLB has ever announced a starting pitcher for the All-Star because they usually get announced the day before by the managers.
W marketing.
So W Diamondbacks manager for doing that, WMLB for doing that, and W Rob Manfred for saying if they gave it to Chris Sale or anyone else, he was going to step in and give it to Paul Skeens.
Yeah.
Dude is learning. It took him way too long, but he's learning.
Yeah, like come on, it's a win-win-win. He's been the best pitcher. You can't even argue like, oh, it's only 11 games. Like, okay, first of all, the All-Star game is for the fans. Who is the hottest player, arguably even more hot than Otani right now? It's Paul Skeens.
Yeah,
Um,
he's
he
the face of
not
the
only
league right now.
not only just for the hype, he has been the best pitcher in the league since he got here. It's not like
Yeah.
arguable.
What was it? It was like in his first 11 starts, he's been pulled out of a game twice with no hits allowed and 10 plus strikeouts. No one else has ever done that in their career. But major guys who have multiple no hitters, it took Nolan Ryan, I think it was 3 years.
Yeah.
It took Scherzer 7 years. He did it in 2015. And it took Verlander like 18 years, like 2023, to do that. And Paul Skeens did it in his first 11 starts. I think it's 18% of his games he's left this year. He hasn't allowed a hit. Like it's been in the middle of a no-hitter. He hasn't lost a game. He hasn't left a game when the Pirates are trailing this year.
That's the ace right there.
That's the dude. I feel comfortable in saying he's probably the face of the league right now. Like he is a lot of, like I'd say it's him right now because like every time he starts a game, it's hey, it's Paul Skeens bump day. Like MLB is posting it. They didn't do that for Otani even. Plus the fact that he's dating Livy Dunn definitely helps his like social media grasp of like outside of baseball. I feel like more people outside of baseball know who Paul Skeens is than Shohei Otani. I would say comfortably.
I mean, it's hard to say because
Otani's not as social media prevalent compared to Paul Skeens would be.
I think the biggest thing for Otani is like when that contract got announced, everyone knew about it. My dad knew about it. He doesn't watch baseball. It's like that Asian guy got paid how much? Like, it's just like, so I don't know, comparatively with how good Otani's been, they're like, and Aaron Judge is in that range too. Where it's like, but you're right.
But like the face of the talk of the MLB the past 3 months has been Paul Skeens.
And for the youth too, he's gonna be the youth's like guy.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
Well, he's making Pittsburgh a desirable location now for free agents. Like him and Jones, that's a 1-2 punch that's scary. Mitch Keller signed on for a little bit. So like starting pitching wise, they're good. Obviously you want more. But like they got a 3-headed monster that's pretty fucking nasty. And that's making it a desirable location for hitters to want to come hit there. And that's a good thing because they need bats.
I think in the off season they're gonna go pretty crazy, and I think they could be good next season.
Genuinely want them to see them go for Soto. And I'm not saying that because he's a Yankee right now. I just think it'd be. Could you imagine Juan Soto, O'Neal Cruz, Cabrine Hayes, Paul Skeens, Jared Jones?
That's fucked.
That's a nuts little group, and give Skeens a fucking year in the bigs. Dude, what's he going to be like when he has 25 starts under his belt heading into year 2? He's already got an ERA under 2.
I hope that doesn't age bad, because it definitely can. But
yeah, if it ages bad.
When you have someone that talented, and like he's got the confidence, like from day one, he's like, all right, you want to hit me, hit me. He can't. He's that good. Like he'll run up to your face and be like, you can't hit me, and there's nothing you can do about it.
And he's like, I don't watch every Paul Skeens start. So I can't name you all his pitches, but I'm pretty sure he's just doing it with like a fastball slider right now. Like
Yeah,
he's
he's
two
doing it with
pitch
2 pitches,
dominating. But when one pitch is 103 and the other one's 89,
89.
like, dude, this is like what my road to the show pitcher does. Everyone in the league is talking about him. Like this is the level that like the amount of excitement around a Paul Skeens start day is the same amount of excitement that was around 2021 Shohei Ohtani when he started doing it for the first time legitimately.
And it's funny because he's a big deal. When Ohtani and him face off for the first time, that's gonna be a rivalry now.
Well,
That's how
yeah.
it's like serious.
Like Skeens struck him out the first time, Ohtani took him deep the next time.
Oh,
That's sick.
yeah.
I want that.
That's sick. What a storyline. Keep that going.
Yeah. So I like that. Just wanted to bring that
No,
through.
I think it's sick. It's
I'm
huge for the game.
such a huge Paul Skeens fan.
I think it's hard not to be.
It
like
sucks
Bobby
that
Witt,
Pittsburgh doesn't have a lot of great jerseys because like I'd get a Skeens jersey, but like
I like their jerseys. I like their classic.
I don't mind their yellow one, but like I don't think I'd wear it around every day.
I want I want a Padres jersey.
I want a Padres City Connect jersey, but like I don't want a Tatis or a Machado jersey.
Yeah,
If that makes
exactly.
sense.
I want someone cool.
I want someone fun. Like I'd go like Jackson Merrill, but like
That's pretty like
yeah.
I have to see more of them. Not like a fan. Yeah.
Still wanna. I think a Jackson Holiday jersey would be sick. But if Ethan Holiday is a Blue Jay, then I'm not getting a Jackson Holiday jersey. You can fuck right off.
That would mean I'd have, or both of us, because I know you had the same one. We'd have 3 holiday jerseys. If we got the brothers and then Roy Holiday.
Oh no, that's spelled different.
Well, no, but I know it's spelled different. But I mean, close enough.
Well, it's Halliday.
I know, but it's close enough. Holiday.
I
It
thought
is
maybe you're
close
like getting confused with Guerrero and Guerrero Jr. or something.
No. Holiday. It's close enough. Like if someone if someone went into my closet and seen that I had those 3 lined up, they would not. They would think it was the same name. That's how close it is. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. Rest in peace to the GOAT, by the way.
Yeah.
My first favorite pit player ever.
This photo is blurry, but it's a collage of different Roy Halladay pitches that we got in Toronto. So yeah, shout out Roy Halladay. I think it's probably a good spot to go into what happened this week. We predicted last week the Jays would go 3-3. They go into San Francisco. They have the lead in the 9th inning.
Your fault.
Trevor Richards doesn't reach down for a ground ball. It goes off Leo Jimenez's glove into the outfield. A run scores. The next pitch, Trevor Richards spikes it off of Danny Jansen's shoulder, and they find a new way to lose. The Blue Jays are on 1. And then they fucking kick ass the next 2 games. Like, excuse me, 2-1. Then they don't score a run off of a single hit in the first game in Arizona. It's only off of ground balls and sac flies. Arizona beats them. Game 2 is a schmackin'. Game 3, 7-0 lead. Confidence levels at a 10. Oh no, Arizona scores 7 in the 5th. It's a tie game. But it's okay. Because Vladdy, they scored 7.
They scored 6 and 1 in like 2 innings before.
No, the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks scored all 7 in 1 inning.
No way, I thought it was 6.
No, it was all 7. You're ruining my story of the game now.
Oh, yeah, sorry. The Blue Jays scored 6.
Yeah. Oh no, it's tied at 7. Do not fear. Vladdy is here. 438 feet. 8-7, and the Jays win that game. They go 3-3. Our record prediction is correct. Our Blue Jay of the Week predictions are not correct. Dalton Varsho was DJ's prediction. George Springer was my prediction.
Oof.
I kind of know who I want to give it to, but I want to hear what you think.
Before, I was trying to find a receipt. That's what I'm doing on my phone right
Oh
now.
yeah, I said the Jays
Because
would score 2 and lose in the ninth inning for
we
Game
scored.
1 of the San Francisco series, but
Yeah,
they scored 3 and lost in the ninth inning.
yeah. I can't find the receipts. I don't know where the fuck it is. We yapped a lot. But yeah, that was your fault. That's all I wanted to say. It
No,
was
I
your fault.
predicted it.
But it's
Yeah, you're welcome. I got us one step closer to Ethan Holiday,
yeah.
and then Vladdy
How
ruined
the
it.
day? I know. Why not just give up? I'm
Ah,
confused. Well, yeah, I'm okay with the tank. I'll take the tank.
yeah.
Helps my fantasy.
But who do you think is the Blue Jay of the week? Because I'm pretty set on who I'm picking.
I mean, we only have 3
N-
games, right?
No, like from this past week. Who do you think was the Blue Jay of the week?
Oh.
Because I know who I'm picking.
Let me think about this. I need to think on this because
Okay. I'll tell you who I think it should be. I think it should be Ernie Clement, personally.
yeah, no brainer. Yeah, no brainer. He hit 2 3 run blast.
He hit the lowest home run off of Logan Webb. It's the first. He's the first hitter to hit I think it was a sinker or a changeup
Yeah.
like out of the zone, out of the park, or like over the fence for
No,
a home run against Logan Webb. First ever hitter to do it, and no one's done it before. So shout out Ernie.
And then he
Honorable
has twice
mention
in a row.
does go to Yusei Kikuchi for his 13 strikeout game.
That was sick.
But then he fucking sucked dick today, so I didn't feel like he deserved it. If he had a good outing, he probably would have won, but he didn't.
Yeah, his season's been really up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up. It's gonna be like that way, but I mean, yeah, really good. I didn't really watch as much as I usually watch this week
Mm-hmm.
because I was busy, and this team is repulsive, especially when I have to wait until 8 o'clock Mountain Time to watch a baseball game just to get my heart ripped out of my chest. So, Ernie Clement, definitely, definitely our best player by far. Not even close, in my opinion.
Jays play 3 games this week against Detroit. Record prediction?
I want to say like 1 and 2 because I'd like that, but I think we beat them twice, unfortunately.
Okay, I say 1 and 2. So you're going 2 and 1.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately.
2 and 1. I'm gonna go.
Coming out of the All-Star break, they're gonna feel rested. You know, some guys are gonna play very good enough to. Or I think we're gonna get carried by a couple bats during break, but it
And
could
at
go the
home.
opposite
But
way. Yeah.
I'm also starting to look at someone could get traded in the All-Star week. That's kind of starting to go into my record predictions, I think, over the next couple weeks, is that, like, Danny Jansen might not be there. Kevin Kiermaier might not be there, you know?
Yeah, you had me convinced he wasn't even a Blue Jay already.
Well, I didn't know how fucking unrevocable waivers worked, because I thought when someone got placed on waivers, they were out, but Kevin Kiermaier was out taking fly balls in center field and hitting singles and grand slams. So I don't know how this shit works. Like, did Kevin Kiermaier know he was on waivers? Obviously not. He was slamming up against the wall.
Yeah, you're like, Kevin Kiermaier's gone, and then I clicked on the game, and he's like batting, and I'm like,
Yeah, no. Well, I saw the lineup, and I was like, okay, Kevin Kiermaier. I was like, whatever. And then I saw Joel Sherman. Blue Jays placed him on unrevocable waivers. I'm like, oh, okay, so who's in for him? And it's Kevin Kiermaier. And I was like, so I listened to this game at work very quietly, and they're like, oh, Kevin Kiermaier's been placed on unrevocable waivers. Oh, Kevin Kiermaier makes a hell of a catch. And I'm like, does he know he's on unrevocable waivers? Because I don't think the message got to him, because he's in center field. Does Schneider know?
that would be funny.
And then they told him after the game, is what he says. Kiermaier was like, he's talking with Ben Nicholson-Smith. He's like, yeah, they told me after the game I was on unrevocable waivers. So if someone wanted to pick me up, they could. No one picked him up.
Oh.
So that's why he's still here. So he could get traded. He seems like a deadline deal type of thing. Like the Dodgers
Right.
going, shit, we need a defensive dude, or like,
Right.
I don't know, maybe the Mets are like, shit, Harrison Bader's hurt. Or maybe Tampa Bay's like, hey, would you come and retire here? And he'd be like, no. And they'd be like, well, come on anyways.
Yeah, that must be weird for him to be in the clubhouse knowing like he's he's gone.
His days are extremely numbered because he's just going to get released after the deadline.
Yeah, regardless, he's gone. And hey, at least he has time to prepare his family and stuff.
Yeah, at least he
Obviously,
knows.
they don't know where he's going, but
Yeah.
it's kind of like time to make new friends for his
I'm just
kids.
waiting for like an injury into like a outfielder, and that kind of opens the door for Kiermaier.
Good guy. He's hit more
Again,
nukes than Bo, or same amount.
good guy, but he's getting a hell of a lot more money than he should be, I think, right now. But he deserved it based off of last year.
Right. Like
You
I
don't
said,
pay him
same
for
amount
this
of
year,
home
you pay
runs.
him for last year, which is why contracts don't really make sense.
Isn't that fucked up though? He's been better than Bo still.
Yeah, well, I think my left nut's been better than Bo this year, so.
Isn't that crazy though? We still think he's getting paid way too much. Think about how much
Yeah.
fuck wants.
Bo's making $11 million this year. That's crazy. He's making $500,000 more than Kiermaier.
I think it's a little unfair for us to be like, oh, because he gave us so many good years, so we didn't see this coming. Like, but
Yeah.
yeah,
There's
that's
so
been
much I could
all
talk
my
about Bo
couple of years.
Bichette right now, but I'm not going to.
Won't be here way too long.
Blue Jay of the week through the first 3 games of this series. I don't know who the starters are going to be, but my guess would be Barrios, Gosman, Bassett. Maybe they want to give
Yeah,
Kikuchi a game in there, so maybe it's Barrios, Kikuchi, Bassett.
it's gonna be. We could easily pick a pitcher to win Player of the Week, so that's fun. I
I
mean,
wouldn't.
Player of the Games.
I wouldn't pick a player or a pitcher. I'd pick a hitter.
Why? 3 games. That's such a small sample size.
Yeah, but we don't know who the starting pitchers are going to be.
Yeah, I think we have a good idea.
I do too. But we know it'll be Barrios, a combination of
Yeah.
Barrios, Kikuchi, Bassett, Gossman through the first 3.
Right.
I think it's safe to say Wyrod won't be in there.
Yeah. Who's gonna come out the gate feeling it? Vladdy will have had played during the break more than anybody. I don't know. That's such a cop out. That's so creepy.
I got one, but I don't like it because I'm not convinced he's going to play.
Who?
Bo Bichette.
No, I knew it. I knew it.
He's
That's
going to have
so
a
weird.
week and a half off.
You think he turns up on my fantasy? That would be so nice.
It would make sense. I dropped Corbin Carroll 2 days before he hit 3 home runs.
Yeah, maybe you're the curse. That's another reason why I took the deal, because I was like, maybe if I take him, he'll stop being shit.
No.
So,
Well, see, I don't know how they're going to make lineups work because are they going to try and up the value of Jansen and give him more playing time over Kirk? Because I'm pretty convinced that Kirk could win a Blue Jay of the Week.
yeah, especially the way. I mean, Springer could easily win a Player of the Week.
I'd give it to Leo Jimenez, but what if he doesn't play? Like, what if he only gets 1 game? Because Bichette's back, and Bichette takes playing time away from better players.
I'll give it to Springer. Fuck it.
I'm going to go... I'm not going to go that.
Hot still. 3 games isn't a big sample size. It could easily be Vladdy. It could be anybody. Springer.
I'm going Kirk. Fuck it.
Ooh, good answer. Good answer.
I was going to go Horwitz, but he's kind of been in a bit of a stumbler right now.
Yeah, I didn't think of that one either.
So, yeah.
I think those are safe picks. We'll see next week. We're going to go 2-1 and have a break from Blue Jays baseball. Thank God.
You know we're going to miss it Wednesday, Thursday, hey?
I know. I know.
I know. I'm looking. I'm like, I'm going to miss it Wednesday, Thursday.
What am I gonna do?
right?
I
Oh,
don't have anything to bitch about or like complain about.
yeah, I'm gonna have to complain about how someone fucking blew this All-Star game that doesn't matter. Like I did last year. I bitched about Felix Bautista blowing it. I was like, this is what happens when you give an Oriole an important spot in a meaningless game. Like, they ruin the streak. They're just ruiners.
I'm excited to watch the game though. Maybe we could wait. What day is the All Star game on? Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday. I mean, I don't know what I have, but we could stream.
Yeah, I'd be down.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
do it then.
sick.
Sorry.
All right. Thank you guys for watching today's podcast. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that
We're on a
fun
roll.
stuff. We are on a roll. Yeah, I don't really know what else to tell you. Just subscribe, share this with all your friends. I'd say go Jays go, but there's only 3 games, so let's go American League. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo! Who's
Excited.
winning the home run derby? Quick.
Pete Alonso.
Teoscar Hernandez. See you all next week. Bye.
Fuck.